Hello and welcome to Thought for July the 13th. Our readings are 1 Samuel chapter 26 and 27, Jeremiah chapter 3 and Matthew chapter 14. And our thought today is, he went up to pray. We first read in Matthew chapter 14 of the hatred plain speaking can cause when its aim is to condemn evil behaviour. John the Baptist has evidently publicly condemned Herodias. She is now the wife of Herod, having left her husband Philip, his brother. She took the opportunity provided by a foolish oath of Herod to have John the Baptist beheaded, as we read in verses 3 through to 12. In verse 13 we read, "Now when Jesus heard this, he withdrew from there in a boat in a desolate place by himself. But when the crowds heard it, they followed him on foot from the towns. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them." Verse 14. We read again that it is a desolate place. Verse 15, and his disciples want him to send the crowds away to go into the villages and buy food for themselves. But Jesus greatly surprises them by the miracle of multiplying loaves and fish among about 5,000 men. All this beside women and children, we read in verse 21. After that, Jesus dismissed the crowds, and then he went up on the mountain by himself to pray. When evening came, he was there alone. Verse 23. There is no doubt the awesome death of his cousin John affected him deeply. This illustrates how true are the words we read in Hebrews. For because he himself has suffered when tempted, he is able to help those who are being tempted. Chapter 2, verse 18. He is one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. For that reason we are told in chapter 4, we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses. Verse 15. So let us go up to pray, wherever and whenever it seems appropriate in our personal circumstances. How wonderful, passing normal human comprehension, that we should have such a high priest, holy, innocent, unstained, separated from sinners, and exalted above the heavens, as we read in Hebrews chapter 7 verse 26. How soon now before he comes to turn our faith to sight? Let us also follow the example of Moses, who by faith left Egypt, not being afraid of the anger of the king, for he endured as seeing him who is invisible. Hebrews 11 verse 27. True faith is spiritual sight. What a marvellous letter for study and meditation is the letter to the Hebrews. Well, thank you once again for joining us for Thought for the Day, where together we can open up the pages of God's Word, remembering that that Word is a lamp to our feet and a light to our path.